nation, and it's a 500-pound Unbelievable! Welcome to the Brothers of Wrestling podcast.
Welcome back to the Brothers of Wrestling podcast with your host Logan and
Hayden.
And welcome to our SummerSlam 2026 preview show. SummerSlam is August 1st and August 2nd this year, and we've got, as of right now, 12 matches to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And 12 very interesting matches to talk about. We'll get to the main events later on, but let's talk about some of these matches. The card for SummerSlam, we don't know what each match is going to be on what night, so I'll just go through all 12 matches right here.
Yeah,
We've
the only
got...
thing we know so far, though, is that Penta versus Chad's going to be on one of the nights on the ESPN hour.
Yes.
Do we know
It'll
that
open
for
on
sure?
ESPN, yes.
Yep.
So, the 12 matches are the Bella Twins and Paige versus Fatal Influence in a 6-woman tag.
Yep.
We've got Sami Zayn, Finn Balor, Undisputed Championship #1 contender. We've got Danhausen versus Dominic Mysterio.
Very good.
LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, and Royce Keys versus Jacob Fatu and the Usos.
Okay.
U.S. Championship, Trick Williams versus Baron Corbin.
Okay.
Gunther versus Nick Aldis.
Okay.
Intercontinental Championship, Penta versus Chad Gable, like we mentioned, it's going to be on ESPN.
Okay.
We've got the interim WWE Championship Women's Championship ladder match because Rhea Ripley is not healthy to go. So we have Charlotte Flair, Tiffany Stratton, Jade Cargill, Chelsea Green, and a mystery opponent as of we're recording this because the match is happening on SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
And you said it was Lash Legend versus Julia?
Yeah. And I'm curious if somehow Nia Jax gets involved.
Yeah, she got screwed out of 2 matches. So
Yeah, so could be her too. So let's just throw her in the mix as well.
okay.
The official match is Lash Legend versus Julia. So.
We've got Oba Femi versus Brock inside Hell in a Cell.
Mm-hmm.
And then Io Sky and Liv Morgan for the world title. Women's world title.
Okay.
WWE Championship, Punk versus Cody. Punk is champion, obviously.
Yes.
And then World Heavyweight Championship, Roman Reigns defends against Seth freaking Rollins.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start with the bottom of the card since we'll get to the main event stuff in a little bit.
Yep.
Let's talk about this 6-woman tag match. Nikki Bella returns on Raw, saves her sister and saves Paige from getting attacked by Fatal Influence. Where do we think this is going to go?
I mean, I would hope you put over Fatal Influence here.
I would think so, but
that'd be
you
my
never
choice.
know.
I mean,
They didn't have JC in the women's championship match.
Yeah, but I'm glad they're doing this. At least they're getting her on the card because that was going to be a big slide if she didn't get on the card after that loss. So, and Fatal Influence just won the tag titles at Saturday Night's Main Event from Brie and Paige. I think this could be now. Hear me out. I'm already going crazy. So, because this match seems like such an off, like just a throwaway match. I see a point where we get the turn finally that we've been.
I was going to ask you the same question.
Brie or Nikki or both.
I think
turn on Paige in the match. Fatal Influence gets the big win. They get put over. We see the Bellas laying out Paige, and then we get a little skippity skip down to the ring. And AJ Lee makes the save.
AJ Page have a history
For Paige, and we get the tag team of Paige and AJ Lee taking on the Bella Twins in a feud coming up here.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I think that would be huge. We just saw AJ Lee at Fanatics Fest. She was with the WWE people. She said we found out on Unreal that she thought that little feud she was going to do was going to be the end. But now it seems like she has a little bit more.
She let the door open.
So I could totally see, let's go back. Paige and AJ have been connected since Paige started in WWE. I could see her totally coming out to make the save. You have AJ and Paige and the Bellas going on now to have some big time matches. Maybe at Survivor Series. Maybe at Money in the Bank. No, this is going to be a bigger kind of match. This is 4 legendary women.
Well, if they want to put like emphasis on a Saturday Night's Main Event, make it more important.
Yeah, but I think that match is bigger than Saturday Night's Main Event. They've been putting the tag title matches on Saturday Night's Main Event. Let's put this kind of big time match on a big time pay per view. So, but that's
I
where I see this one going.
I was
So,
going to ask you
uh-huh.
if you thought that there was going to be a turn that happened, and if they're going to do a turn, it's going to be both twins attacking Bella. It's not going to be one of them.
I'm just saying, like, I don't know if Nikki's going to take her out or if Bree's going to take her out. They're both going to turn. I'm
Yeah,
just
it
saying, I
would
don't know if
probably
it's
make
going to be
sense
a
for Brie
joint
to do it
turn.
because she's the one that's been with her longer.
Yeah, but Nikki's the one that's always been more of the heel anyway, though.
True.
That's the thing. So, but I can definitely see this being where I thought that they were going to turn to lose the titles.
That's what I predicted on, or I brought that up on when I was by myself.
Yeah, so I thought that was how it was going to go. But now that we see that they lost the titles to Fatal Influence, so you accomplish a lot of things doing this. You would give Fatal Influence a giant pay per view win against established stars, Hall of Famers and Paige, future Hall of Famer. So you get them an established big time win. You build them up. Then you're getting the big turn that you've been waiting for since it started with the bells on Paige, and you're getting the huge return of AJ Lee and the nostalgia, which people have wanted since Paige came back,
Hmm.
of AJ Lee and Paige getting back together.
Yeah,
Because they team up at a WrestleMania, I think, against the Bellas.
it's AJ's last match, I think.
Yeah. So this would be a huge, like, full circle moment for all of them.
Yeah, I think you're right about saying that this is for most people this is just a throwaway match. So to leave that impact, to leave that moment, that memory for
It
people to be
shocks some
like, oh
people.
yeah, that was maybe the show stealer
Yeah. People
was.
are going to the bathroom and they hear AJ Lee's music and you're like, whoa, what's happening? And they're peeing out when they're running back to the TV.
They're skipping back to the ring to the seats.
They got their peas everywhere all over them and they're trying to watch what's happening. So that's why I think
But
if you're
we
going to make an impact, that's where you want to make an impact. And SummerSlam is like, we talk about WrestleMania all the time for big time moments, but SummerSlams is the pay per view of big time returns.
true.
Like WrestleMania is not as big
That's
as
where Bailey came back.
in the return game as they do some. They've had like the Hardys, and they had that one where obviously this year Paige.
Cody came
But
back.
but SummerSlam is the pay per view of returns
True.
because we had, like, just look at last year. You had Brock come back after the Cena match. You've had, like, when Becky came back that one year. You had Bailey return. I mean, more than likely you're getting some kind of big return.
Even further back, you had Triple H come back after his injury.
Yeah, yes, and and SummerSlam gives you those big time surprises. Um, so I think that will be one of them.
Ray came back when he was a Silver Surfer.
That was a great return. He was a little chunky, but I don't blame him. He couldn't move.
So, but we both agree that Fatal Influence is winning.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think no matter what happens, I would assume you give Fatal Influence the big time win here.
Then we've got Sami Zayn versus Finn Balor, undisputed championship #1 contender. Where do we go here?
I mean, I gotta think Sammy's getting the
You would think so, but I mean, Finn has been grinding for years and years and years, and they just won't give it to him.
win. Yeah, but I see the main event, whichever way it goes, with Cody and Punk as a one off. Kind of
Okay.
like how WrestleMania was.
Yeah, it makes
Like
sense.
where Roman and Punk had the one off match and that was it. So I see it being a one off, and I think this number one contendership could kind of be that.
This takes you through the fall.
Like, once we get to that match, I'll explain more what I'm talking about because I had this thought earlier today.
Okay.
But in this match, I think if you're going to do a one off in your main event and you need a new guy to be that challenger, what have we seen since everything's happened with Sammy and Punk? If I'm thinking Punk's winning, we had Punk come back and steal the title from Sammy, basically.
Yep.
Then in the tag team match, you had Punk kick him in the head for no reason while the pin was going on.
That's pretty good.
It seems like Punk's been more focused towards Sammy doing that stuff. So if I'm going to go and say Punk's going to win the match, then I'm thinking you make Sammy your number one contender and you play that feud out throughout the rest of the year. You're going to get good matches. So I would go Sammy. His story makes more sense, even if it's Cody who wins. you're getting both stories make sense. He's been feuding with Cody since the beginning of the year. So either way, he has a story with him. Finn has no story. I mean, he has a little one with Punk because of what happened earlier in the year with the world title, but he doesn't really have much of a story in there. I'm happy he won the match. Don't get me wrong, the Fatal 4-Way. I'm happy he's getting a big time match at SummerSlam, but I just don't see how he could beat uh, Sammy in this match. It doesn't make much sense. Why would you go that route later? And to be fair, I don't think either of these guys are going to become the champion, like in their number one contender match. Like,
yeah, I don't think either of these two beat Punk or Cody.
So I would rather want the story of Sammy going after the title than the randomness of Finn. Would be my choice.
Okay.
Who you pick?
I think I would probably go Sammy too, just because Sammy, like you were saying, he has the history, and Finn. I love Finn, but he just doesn't get treated very well.
No, it's like all those kind of guys. Nakamura. I mean, all the Cesaro before he left. All those guys are such great wrestlers, and they just aren't getting. They just don't get the respect. Damian Priest. They just don't get the respect that they deserve. So
Rare occurrence for WWE to put a number one contenders match on a pay-per-view.
I know. I'm excited. That's my go-to.
That's your just book it.
That's my just book it strategy. So, and I'm glad because I was worried they weren't going to give Sammy a match. So the randomness of it is fun. It makes sense. At least you get Sammy in a number one contender match, and you get him on the card because his character has been good enough where he needs to be on this card. So, and I'm glad it's Finn, somebody who's going to give you a good match. So, but I just don't see why you wouldn't have Sammy win and go on to take out whoever's going to be the champ afterwards. So.
Next, we've got Danhausen versus Dominic Mysterio in maybe the greatest match of all time.
No, stop it.
Where does this go? I mean, how is this going to play out? Do we finally get the reveal of who's underneath the blanket? What Danhausen's been working on in his laboratory?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what we know the Minihausens will probably show up. They always show up.
Mm-hmm.
Will we get any surprise appearances? We know Judgment Day will be there. JD will probably be coming down. So how is Danhausen going to win this match?
I mean, like you said, I mean, if you don't pick Danhausen, you're going to get cursed. So it's Danhausen's winning. Now, I don't know where they're going to go, but knowing the way that they've played this Danhausen character throughout this whole year he's been there, somebody's coming out. I don't know if it's going to be the guy under the sheet or not, but
does this play into, because on AAA recently, Dom just joined Omos. Does this play into Omos is under the sheet for Danhausen and we kind of have like a reverse thing?
That'd be funny, but then it'd also be very confusing if you followed both those.
Yeah,
like, why is he attacking Dom now? They just throw it together. It'd be hilarious, and it would be a good inside joke, but it wouldn't make much sense. Now, like I've said before, I don't think they do a lot of stuff in AAA.
No, they're kind of disconnected.
Yeah, they're not really connecting the shows together storyline wise. Besides using the little pieces they want to use, like Gable coming back and apologizing to the Luchadors and stuff like that. Other than that, they're keeping the characters that are on both shows kind of separate. Like Damian Priest is kind of this joking, fun-loving guy with R-Truth in WWE. And when he goes down to AAA, he's like the American BA character.
Mm-hmm.
So they're kind of
the bisexual Undertaker.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. So, I mean, they're kind of keeping those characters. They're completely different characters, basically. They're keeping them separate. So.
And Dom's a face in AAA. He's a heel. Well, now he's a heel. Yeah, but he was.
But he was being a face. So I would, if I'm guessing, I mean, obviously Danhausen's going to win.
This is the hardest match to predict.
I mean, it's not hard to pick who's going to win. It's just what's going to happen. Yeah, I would assume somebody's going to come out. This is more than likely the end of the Judgment Day story.
I would think so.
I don't know if it's going to be a culmination of the zombie story as well.
Oh, right, with Miz and Kid. We haven't seen them for a couple weeks.
I know. We haven't seen them in a little while. Are we going to get them coming out and doing something where they kind of snap back to reality? Is this going to kind of culminate all of Danhausen's stuff, and then he can go on to new things after this? I just, I'm not sure where it's going to go, but
Is there a possibility Danhausen loses?
no, there's no point because you can have Dom lose and it's going to do nothing to him. Like nothing happens to Dom if he loses this match.
Not even with some shenanigans. They like JD costs him, and maybe Miz and Kit Wilson snap out of their zombie stuff, and they cost Danhausen. There's nothing
What's the
like that
point of
happening.
that? Then you're just burying Danhausen for no reason.
I'm just
Danhausen
throwing it
has.
out there just in case.
I'm just saying Danhausen is wrestling like very very select times.
Hmm.
So if you're gonna have him wrestle very select times, you don't want to waste it, and there's no point on having him lose.
Yeah.
So it would just make sense. You finish off the story, you have them beat Judgment Day, you have them go away, and then you can build off of that. Maybe you get rid of the zombie storyline with Miz and Kit, and then we kind of see where we're at.
Okay.
But I don't see a way where I guess obviously there's always a way they can lose. I just don't see a reason why you would have Danhausen lose this match. It doesn't make any sense.
Next, we've got maybe the most intriguing mid-card match of SummerSlam. We've got LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, and Royce Keys versus Jacob Fatu and the Usos.
Mm-hmm.
So, like this, I mean, LA Knight's been very vocal about the Bloodline Vortex. He's been very hesitant on Solo Sikoa. He's all in with Royce Keys, but he's a little hesitant on Solo.
I agree with him.
And I've been very vocal about saying how I want Solo to turn on LA Knight, and I think he's going to. But I've seen a lot of in the build up to SummerSlam with Solo Sikoa doing like media and stuff. I've seen him pretty much embrace this face role, so maybe he chooses to stay face.
Yeah, this is why I think it's the toughest one to predict because I have a story in my mind that I want to happen. I just don't know if it's going to happen. But in my head, now I don't know. Like I've been thinking this whole time, Solo is going to be the reason they lose,
Hmm.
but I can see them pushing that out a little bit, and not do it at SummerSlam at least. Now I
They
can
do like long
see.
burns.
Mhm. I could see something where they tease it, and then Solo ends up saving LA Knight,
Ah.
and then we're still on the question of what's going to
So
happen.
then LA, he can still be a little paranoid about it, but
Mm-hmm.
he never actually
Now,
did it.
my thing is, I want this to be the end of the Bloodline and LA Knight going
I don't know if we'll ever
against
get
each
the end of
other.
that. He's just complaining all the time.
But this is another match where what I think is going to happen in this match affects what I think is going to happen to one of the main event matches.
Okay.
And so I'm going to say that LA Knight and Solo and Royce are going to end up picking up the win.
Interesting.
I think somehow Solo is going to end up taking out Jacob.
Yep.
That's going to lead to a feud between the two,
Ooh.
where either they have one-off match where like I could see that being something where maybe Solo ends up getting stuck in a match where like if he loses, he has to come back to the Bloodline
Ah,
instead of
okay.
like him actually turning.
Yeah. He's forced to.
But anyway, I think he's going to take the bullet for LA Knight in this match
Ooh,
and take out Jacob.
like maybe. Well, what if LA Knight's gonna get hit with the Tongan Death Grip, and Solo pushes him out of the way, and he takes the Tongan Death Grip?
Yeah, something like that. Or that Jacob takes him out, and then Jacob gets taken out, and then I see the end being something where LA Knight ends up pinning Jay.
Ooh, pin and Jay. I thought Jimmy would take
Yeah,
the pin.
yeah. I mean that's what you expect, but LA Knight and Jay have the most heat against each other. So
True.
if I'm gonna have LA Knight win this match, I want him to pin Jay.
And Jay's been gone for a couple weeks. He just returned
Yeah.
on Raw.
So you have LA Knight pinning Jay, win the match for his team, and then that will take LA Knight to where I want him to go next. But
Okay.
we'll
I
talk
was
about that
initially gonna
later.
choose Usos and Fatu to win this match, but thinking about that Solo taking the bullet for LA Knight thing kind of makes me choose them. I kind of like that idea.
Yeah, take the bullet for LA Knight. Royce Keys is taking out the Usos. Then they're able to take out Fatu, which then leads to LA Knight pinning Jay. And get the which which does a lot of stuff because if LA Knight pins Jay, then Jacob's still angry at Jay.
Yep.
Roman has a reason to be mad at Jay because Jay lost again. And we have all that kind of interlude in between the bloodline where they're mad at each other for
But
what's happening.
would Roman be mad at Jacob because Jacob hasn't gotten Solo back to the bloodline yet?
I think he's gonna take, like, you gotta look at it, they're a family, right?
Mhm.
So in any family dynamic, you're gonna have that kind of, like, it would make sense for him to be mad at Jacob because he hasn't been able to get Solo to join the family. But just be like, you can pass the blame. Like Roman could use logic of like, well, if Jay wouldn't stop getting involved in Jacob's stuff, then Jacob would have got this done already.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the favorite child kind of thing. Like right now,
Yeah.
Jacob seems to be Roman's favorite child.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
And so then you go, well, Jacob can't do anything wrong, even though it's not working out for what he wants him to do.
It's not his fault.
It's not his fault. It's Jay's fault.
Yeah,
because
so he starts
Jay
turning
didn't
on
do
Jay.
this.
Yeah,
And so then they start putting the seeds of like Jay's jealous of, which they have been doing.
definitely.
Jay's jealous of Jacob and all this stuff that's been happening. So I think that's where those seeds could be planted. With doing the LA Knight pitting Jay. So that Jay lost the match. He also messed up the thing where Jacob was trying to get Solo into the family,
Mhm.
and now Roman's really ticked off at Jay, and Jay needs to prove himself. And then Jacob still has not done anything wrong.
And going off of all that, if we think that Solo's going to take the bullet, what if they do the full finish is Jay somehow distracts Jacob on accident,
Yeah, you could do
allowing
that too,
Solo to push Elena out of the way,
Mhm.
and then he takes the Tongan death grip, or he takes some sort of maybe a spear, I don't know, something, and then LA Knight. So then Jacob gets taken out by LA Knight after he takes out Solo, and then LA Knight hits Jay with the BFT or something.
Exactly. Yeah. Something to that effect where Jay kind of screws the match up, and then that costs Jacob, and then Jay's the one that gets pinned.
Twitter would love that if Jay screwed the match up.
You get that. You're going to get that added dynamic of the inner fighting between the bloodline. So,
Mm-hmm.
But I think in the end, I think LA Knight's going.
Yeah, I think you swayed me with that LA Knight or with Solo taking the bullet. I like that.
Yeah, that's just where I think. I think it makes the most sense to keep the bloodline kind of on their toes, and not just be this dominant force all the time. And you're building up three guys, and Royce and Solo and LA Knight. So that's where I would go.
Speaking of building up a guy, we've got the United States Championship. Trick Williams defends against Baron Corbin.
I'm going to tell you right now, if I had two quarters for every time Carmelo gets in a big time feud right before a big time PLE and then gets screwed out by another guy who just randomly shows up and gets entered into that feud to go fight Trick Williams at the PLE, I'd only have two quarters, but it'd be really weird that it happened twice.
That is pretty weird that it's happened
What
twice.
is going on with Melo?
They hate Melo. They like to tease you. You know what? Melo is in the cuck chair.
He gets to watch. He does all the work leading up to the big pay-per-view, and then he gets screwed every single time. Like, what are we doing to this poor guy? So,
they like to work him like a dog on live TV and then don't give him the payout.
We had the whole thing with him
on the
and Trick going into Mania. You thought you were going to get the big-time match between the two friends.
And then Sammy
comes in, steals the title.
Steals the title from him, and then takes the match.
And then takes the match for Trick, and now we get Corbin just coming back after he's been gone for over a year. And laying out Melo in the match, and now he's got the title match against Trick at SummerSlam.
Yeah, but Trick's winning this because he just got the custom belt. They're not taking off him just right after they gave it to him. So.
I wouldn't think so. I mean, I like the momentum they're giving Corbin.
Maybe Melo comes out and costs him.
Well, I was about to say I had a thought that maybe Melo would come out and do something with Corbin, but I think there's so many places where they're going to have stuff like that happen. I just don't see the point of that one because I think it's like Corbin's such a good guy at getting guys over that just let him do his job out there. Let him beat the crap out of Trick. Let Trick make a big time comeback. Maybe have Corbin take out Lil Yachty too. And then Corbin ends up getting distracted, gets hit with the trick shot or something, and gets pinned.
No, I do want to ask
it's not going to hurt Corbin if he loses. match.
I do want to ask you. I had mentioned this when I was doing my solo episode. I brought this up. Back in the day, end of days was one of the most protected finishers in wrestling.
Yeah, that's
Nobody
true.
kicked out. When you hit the end of days, it was over.
Hmm.
So, do we think that they already ruined the end of days and Trick kicks out of it, or do we not even get it?
No, he'll try to hit it. I can see with something where he goes for it and Trick kind of like spins through it, like rolls through it into
That could be
like a
cool. Yeah.
DDT or something, or rolls through it into like his bookend type finish. What's he call that?
Hmm. I
I
don't know what he
forget.
calls it,
I
but I
forget
know
what
what
he
you're talking
calls it.
about.
So he kind of like he picks him up to go for it, but he kind of rolls through and then hits his finisher on it. I could see something like that happening.
So you think
Um,
they're going to try to keep it protected again?
I mean, the only other way that they would, yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't. It's such a good move.
It's a great. I love that move.
The only other thing I could see happen is he hits it, and then maybe Liliati puts his foot on the rope or something, something to
So it's
that
not a
effect.
true kick out.
No, I don't see him kicking out of it. So, but I don't. I just don't see a reason why you take the title off him so quickly. And Corbin, like, he's such a good guy to put in there with somebody like Trick because he's going to
Yeah,
get
this is what
Trick
Corbin
over,
does.
especially as a face. Now that he's been attacking him the way he has, I just don't know why you would take the title off of Trick to give to
No.
Corbin.
If they didn't give him the custom belt so soon, I think maybe there's a chance Corbin wins.
But
But since
sometimes
they
that's a red herring.
maybe.
That's happened before. Edge got that custom belt and he lost the next pay per view. So,
All he did was change this W.
well, he still was a whole different belt, and he threw the other
Yeah,
one into the river,
the
and then
other,
they changed it the very next pay per
he
view.
threw the other one in the river.
So
Oh.
I'm just saying, it's happened
Yeah,
before.
you're right.
So,
Right.
but
Next, we've got a very interesting match. Very interesting. Gunther and Nick Aldis.
oh, Nick, he's gonna shock a lot of people. I think.
Yeah, people forget. This is a legendary type of guy right here.
Well, and a lot of people don't know anything about him from his days outside of WWE, especially the WWE just WWE fans out there, which there's a lot of them.
Yeah,
And so
most of them.
they only know him as a general manager.
This is a real worker.
And this is a TNA World Champion, an
He's gonna
NWA
eat
World
those chops
Champion,
like crazy.
and I think he's probably in the best shape of his life. And I think he's going to
Oh,
shock a
he's
lot of
jacked.
people when he comes out and he's not in that suit for this match. I think a lot of people are going to get that big time shock factor.
I asked you this last week. What do you think his music's gonna be?
I hope it's the. I mean, they have such a good relationship with TNA and NWA that I hope it's one of the songs. So, depending on what kind of character he's coming out as. So, but I hope that it's something from his older days. So,
Dare I say this is the match of the night?
I wouldn't go that far. I think it's going to be a pretty good match. Um, I just can't see this being better than Roman Seth or Oba and Brock. But I think it's going to be a great match. I don't think it's going to get. I don't think it's going to underdeliver. I'll say that.
Will Dave
I
Meltzer pass out?
yeah. I mean, no, because he hates WWE guys for
Sure,
some
he does
reason.
hate
I
WWE.
don't know why. I do like now how there's this whole thing going around that WWE had to try to find their own uh, guys to talk about, like to push them and give them flowers. That's why
They
they
could get
made
us.
WWE. That's why they made WWE Radio
Oh,
because they were tired of every time anyone talked about Meltzer. All Meltzer does and Alvarez do
Alvarez
are
he kind of keeps him in check, but Meltzer hates WWE.
no, but all they do is prop up AEW all the time. So
True,
now
that
that
is
people
true.
are saying that the Wrestling Observer is AEW's like blanket, and now
Oh,
WWE Radio is WWE's blanket. So now they can
oh,
talk good about
interesting.
them. So
They could get us. We could talk good about WWE.
hey, who's ever got the most money, just come find us. We'll do it. You want us to bash the other company for no reason whatsoever, just to get some money? Okay, whatever.
So where do we think this finish is going?
I mean, I'm. It just depends on what they're gonna do with him. Are they gonna? Are they gonna? Is he gonna keep wrestling? Is he done wrestling? Is this his swan song match?
Well, to me, the thing that makes the most sense, you've got this whole baked in career killer. Nick Aldis is
Well, that's the
a
thing.
legendary type of guy who hasn't wrestled yet. He gets his one shiny moment, and Gunther snaps that out of reality, retires Nick Aldis as a wrestler.
Well, that's the thing. Is he going to retire though? I mean, the sad fact is that Nick Aldis is 39 years old.
Yeah, he's not that old. In wrestling terms, it's slightly old, but you got guys that are way older than that
Well,
still at the top. So
let's just look at it in this perspective. He's 39 years old. Every guy in the main event, the four guys in the main event, are all older than he is.
that is true. Except for
Like,
Cody's like around that same age, but
no, he's older still. So, like, what are we really talking
true,
about here?
true.
We're talking about Nick Aldis having one more match.
Yeah,
Like,
we're talking like Nick Aldis is like 60.
this guy can come in and win this match, and then he could be in the World Title picture next week.
Yeah, he can fight
Like,
Roman.
I mean, it's not like he's not a top tier wrestler.
No,
So
he's a worker.
it's just what's going to happen. Is he just want to do one more match to have this send off so he can say that his kids watched him? I don't know.
What does Mickey James think about this?
I don't think she cares.
No, I thought she tweeted about something.
I mean, I'm saying I don't think she cares if he keeps wrestling or not.
Oh,
I don't think she is like you have to retire kind of idea.
you must retire.
But it's just going to be what I just don't know. That's the hardest part of this match. Now, I will tell you, I think Gunther's going to win no matter what. I don't know why you would have Nick Aldis beat. It makes no sense whatsoever. We've just seen Gunther get pinned 3 times in the last couple of months, which was the most. It was the same amount of times he'd been pinned from 2022 to 2025. You cannot have Nick Aldis beat this guy, especially because most of the WWE fans are thinking this is just a GM anyway. So even if he has an amazing match and he shows off and does all this stuff, you cannot have him win this.
Yeah, so you're saying Aldis puts on a great performance, but Gunther puts it away in the end.
Yeah, he taps him out at the end. That's fine.
He spoils the moment like he did with Cena, AJ, Bill.
Because you're going to build up that heel character again. You got to build Gunther back up because you ever since you put him into this little feud with Cody, it's been dragging him down.
How many times are we going to say in a pay-per-view preview you got to build Gunther back up?
Because they keep tearing him down for no reason whatsoever. I don't understand. So you got to build him back up. You can't let him lose the former GM of SmackDown. You just can't. No matter how much credentials Nick Aldis has, you just can't have that be on Gunther's legacy.
Now, crucially, Wade Barrett did mention that Nick Aldis has only given up the GM duties for this match. So we'll see if he ends up staying the GM afterwards.
So who knows? But does he want to keep wrestling? I don't know. That's the part of this I don't know. I think it makes
we can't know unless we ask Aldis himself.
Yeah. I think it makes the most sense that Gunther wins the match and taps him out. It just depends on what happens. Is that the end of Aldis's career, or does he end up continuing to wrestle? I don't know which way it's going to go, but I don't see why he would win this match because he can go on to keep wrestling. This one loss is not going to hurt him, so it's not going to do anything to him. I mean, he's coming.
Maybe this opens the door for every once in a while he wrestles or something.
So
who knows?
I don't know, but all I know is that Gunther has to win this match.
Yeah.
So.
Intercontinental Championship Penta defends against Chad Gable in his hometown.
I mean, it's got to be Gable.
It's got to be Gable.
This is the most on-the-nose match there is.
But it's WWE at the end of the day.
Now, you were talking about the last match stealing the show. This match could easily steal the show.
I think
these guys are going to put on a masterclass. I think Penta knows that this is Gable's hometown or home state, whatever it is. I don't know if he's from.
I think he's from Minneapolis.
This is Gable's chance to finally win a singles title. This is, Gable's coming off all the thing from the match versus mask. This is you crown him. You have a fantastic match. You shake hands at the end of it, and we move on to see how Gable's run will go. Penta's had a great run. I mean, he's had it before. He had it before WrestleMania. Even I'm trying to remember when he won it.
He beat Dom on the curse when Danhausen cursed him.
Oh,
I think it was before WrestleMania.
Yeah. So yeah, he's had a great reign. He had the great match at WrestleMania. He had the great match against Ethan Page at that Saturday night's main event match. That was a great match. So it did what it needed to do for Penta. But it's Chad Gable's time now.
Not to brag, but I did have this on my past the pen.
Yeah,
I had this match
you did.
predicted.
You were right. I had it Penta Ray, but because I thought that's where they were going. But I like this match more. I'll tell you that. And
Although I didn't know that he was gonna have to win the gauntlet to get there. I thought he would just say like, "Oh, I need this match," and Penta would agree because they're like friends and stuff.
But I'm glad they did the gauntlet and really
Yeah,
reinforced
it was a
how
good
good he
gauntlet.
is. So, but yeah, this is Chad Gable's moment. There's no reason not to give him this moment. And Penta's had a good run. Nothing's going to hurt Penta for losing this match. Um, so yeah, you give Gable the win. You have a huge moment for him in the ring. You have Penta congratulate him. You do all the stuff you need to do.
Yep. And then Penta leaves, and Gable gets the moment in the ring with the fans.
Yeah, and then I mean that's got to be the most on the nose one that's happening at this pay per view.
Yep, I agree. Interim WWE Women's Championship ladder match. Charlotte, Jade, Tiffany, Chelsea, and either Julia, Lash, or maybe we mentioned Nia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, this
one
it's happening because Rhea's hurt. She can't go, but they did say she's on her way back and she's going to be back. And when she does come back, they're going to do a unification.
Yeah, which I assume you're getting that at either Survivor Series or Crown Jewel. Or, not Crown Jewel, Money in the Bank. So.
But who do we think gets the interim belt? Is it Charlotte? Is it Tiffany in her hometown?
I mean, this one's basically a toss-up.
Is it Chelsea?
Is it my two picks? Now I'll pick one for real, but the two ways I see it going, because I don't see a world where you want to have Jade and Rhea again.
I can't see it. No, I can't see that.
And I think they're really honestly building Charlotte back up to fight Rhea at WrestleMania.
I agree.
Is where I think that's kind of going. When they did the whole friendship kind of thing.
So do you want to spoil that right now?
Well, so no. So I think Charlotte and Jade are kind of going to take themselves out of this.
They did cost each other they helped each other get into the match by disqualifying each other, which is super strange. But whatever.
I think that's going to lead to them taking each other out, and then that's going to lead to wherever they go with this feud after this.
Oh no! Are you saying what I think you're saying? Are you saying that Chelsea Green ends up at the top of the ladder with nobody around?
I would love for it to be Chelsea Green, because I think that'd be a humongous moment.
It'd be so amazing, and it would go right into the face of stupid Michael Hayes saying she's not a world champion.
And this is your chance. It's an interim title. So it's not even like, I mean,
it doesn't even technically matter.
Yeah, but it's not like it's the real deal world championship. So you give Chelsea Green the title. She talks about it for however long she talks about it until they set
forever.
Well, I'm talking about she can be on TV talking about every week how she's the champion.
Oh, right.
And then that leads to whenever they end up bringing Rhea back for the match. And then, you're probably going to get some kind of quick, squashy kind of match, more out of the story than anything. Where Rhea can come back, show your dominance, and then Chelsea still gets that title where she can call herself a champion. I love that storyline. I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah, Chelsea can work on that for the rest of her career.
Yeah, and then that would be a huge moment. It'd be a huge moment. It'd be a shocking moment for Chelsea to win.
But
I think the obvious one that
we go Tiffy 2 belts.
You have to. It's her home state. It makes the most sense. You're going to get an amazing match once Rhea comes back with Tiffany. They really haven't gotten into that too much with Tiffany and Rhea. They have a little bit, but not a ton. They're so polar opposite characters anyway. And you give her the 2 belts, you establish her as a megastar. It's in her home state. I mean, I think it makes the most sense to do that.
Now, the one thing I will bring up is Chelsea and Tiffany have become more buddy-buddy over the past couple of weeks.
Yeah,
is there any sort of
sacrifice herself for it?
Oh, okay. I was going to say, is there any sort of like costing of the match or something?
Well, I could see a scenario where they're both climbing at the end, and they both get to the top, and then Chelsea kind of does something where like either she gets off the ladder for Tiffany, or like Tiffany's convincing her to get off the ladder, or she grabs the title and then hands it to Tiffany, who takes it off the.
What if Tiffany's climbing the ladder? and Charlotte or Jade or whoever, Nia or Lash or somebody, whoever the next person is in the match, what if they're trying to climb to stop her and Chelsea like spears them or like tackles them off the ladder to save
I could
Tiffany?
even see her doing something where she's like holding her leg while Tiffany's taking the title
Yeah.
off, too.
Okay. Okay.
Something
I
to
like
that
that.
effect, where you're getting that kind of effect of that storyline playing out. You're getting Tiffany a big time moment, and I mean, she would have two belts then. So then you put her in that match with Rhea. Rhea ends up winning. It doesn't do anything against her because she's still got the U.S. title. It doesn't matter.
Does Blake Monroe get involved? Because we've kind of seen Blake kind
I
of
can
tease
I can see
Tiffany.
it, but I just think there's so many other matches where there's going to be like these run-in moments. I just don't know why you'd want to do that.
Mm.
Now, what I could see is Tiffany winning this match, and then maybe Blake challenges her for the title on a
Ooh.
SmackDown or something before the Rhea match
Yeah,
happens.
sure.
I could see something like that happening, but I don't know. I don't know if she would get involved in this ladder match. I
Okay.
wouldn't. I wouldn't think you'd want to do that. But who? I mean, you could.
I think you're right. I like that idea with the whole Tiffany thing.
It just
And
makes
I
more
kind of like
sense. It's her home state.
Chelsea like tackling somebody,
Yeah,
stopping them from climbing the ladder.
you get the home state pop for Tiffany. You get the character work with Chelsea, and then you know you're going to get a really good match when Rhea comes back, wherever they end up doing that.
I hope she's
So,
healthy. She just can't stay healthy, man.
well, yeah, she's got those problems. I mean, that's just a lot of them have that problem.
Our next match is two gladiators entering the arena. Oba Femi, Brock Lesnar, Hell in a Cell. Who wins?
I mean, it's got to be over, right?
I mean, that's what I think, but I've said it before, and I'll stay true to it. If Brock wins, you'll hear a rant from me.
I don't know why you wouldn't go Oba, and the fans want
It
Oba.
it can't
Everybody wants
not
Oba.
be Oba. It has to be Oba.
Everybody wants Oba to win.
There's no conceivable scenario. Like back when we were talking about the second match at whenever they did that, whenever the second match was.
Italy,
Uh, what?
Clash in Italy.
Yes. When they did that match, I had come on here and I said, yeah, I can see Brock winning for sure. But there's simply zero path. I don't usually like to deal in 0% or 100% because nothing
Mm-hmm.
ever is 0% or 100%. There is 0% chance Brock can win this match. There's just no physical way it can happen. It
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense. If they do it, you might as well blow up the company. You can't do it.
Now, I will tell you this. I was listening to Pro Wrestling Nation uh, on my way to work the other day, and I saw that they added this guy on, and I was kind of sad they did because I don't like him very much. Nothing
Okay.
personal. I feel like he just gets all these opportunities and he does nothing to
Who
get
is it?
them. Anyway, I'll tell you his take before I tell you, so that way it's even more shocking. So I'm listening to they're talking. This guy and the host, I forget. It was one of their hosts. I don't really know very well. We're talking about this match, Oba and Brock, and
Hmm.
they're talking about the match, and he kind of asked the guy what you thought how this match would play out, and the guy goes, "Well, I think if this match plays out the way I would do it, I would have it where it's a huge hard hitting match the whole way through, and then you end up with Brock getting the win." And the guy's like, "Why would you do Brock getting the win?" He goes, "Well, because if you want Brock to win, you get Brock, you're building up. He's going to be this giant, unbeatable monster now. He took out Oba, and I want Oba to have some kind of like, what's the right word for it?
Some adversity?
Adversity, yes. He's like, Oba has had no adversity since he came up to the main roster. And it would be a good way if you're going to build him up to a title match that you want to have adversary. And the host was like, "That I don't agree at all with that. That makes no sense.
I don't
The
agree either.
the fans want Oba to win. Everybody wants Oba to win, and Oba can become a superstar within this match." You know who that guy was that said that?
Who was it?
Jinder Mahal. Like Jinder Mahal knows anything about this stuff, and then
Oh, he knows about adversity.
he's out here talking about how Oba should get buried. God, I hate people
That's
like that.
insane. Okay.
What a horrible take. I'm just listening to this take thinking, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. And then it's
That's
Jinder
crazy.
Mahal at the end of it. I knew he sounded familiar.
Oh, they didn't announce
Well,
who it was, but
I came in halfway through.
oh,
They
okay.
were starting to talk about it already.
Okay.
So they had already, not said their names at the beginning when
Huh.
I started listening. So I didn't know who was at
Jinder
first
with
and
that
at
take.
the end of it. So I was just like, come on, man. So, no, there's no way you should have Oba lose this match. Oba gets all the momentum. I mean, this is what did we say 12 years ago when Brock beat the streak? That was going to be used to build up a megastar.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what that's for. You give Brock beat the streak, and then he can use it to build up a megastar. And he's done that before. He gave it to Roman Reigns. He gave it to Seth Rollins. He's given it to a bunch of different guys.
Kind of give it to Cody a little bit.
Cody, when he we've talked about on other shows about the 2023 SummerSlam match, that he has done that for other people. Like Brock has become that character that if you want to level up in the game, you have to go through the beast. And that's
Brock
kind of
Lesnar.
what I like about him.
Brock Lesnar's like he's like one of those Greek with the Odyssey coming out in theaters. Brock Lesnar's like a Greek myth. He's like a big boss enemy you have to fight to progress in your career. You have to everybody has to challenge Brock, and if you beat Brock, you get to move on.
I mean, name a main eventer right now who didn't have to go through Brock. Roman, Punk, Rollins, Cody, Drew McIntyre. They all went through Brock at some point to get to that spot.
Yeah, the only one really is Sammy.
Yeah, and Sammy's just got there. It's not like he's been up there. So, I mean, so if you want to make Oba a megastar, you put him through Brock, and you make him a megastar. That's all you have to do. It's cut and dry. You don't have to do anything crazy about it. It's just have a great match. Have these two beat the snot out of each other. Bust Brock Lesnar open. You know he's going to try to himself.
I wouldn't mind seeing somebody go through the cell, like one of the sides of the cell. That'd be kind of cool.
I was going to say from the top, you're going to kill somebody.
No. Through one of the sides.
I can see him going through like in a spear tackle type fashion through the cell. But I just make it an all out brawl, and then Oba stands tall, and you just created a megastar that could win.
Now I've heard
any world title at any time.
I've heard conflicting reports about this Oba, his future with the championship opportunity. I've heard that he gave it up to fight Brock. I've heard that he still has a chance if he wants it after Brock's over.
It's over.
It's over. Okay.
Because what's the point? Like, what's he gonna say? Okay, but here's the other thing: that it doesn't really matter. Because if he came out on Raw tomorrow or Monday, when he after he beats Brock in the cell and says, "I want to have a title match," well, are you not going to give it to him? Even if he doesn't
beat Brock.
He just beat Brock in the cell. So
Brock's undefeated in the cell.
So I don't think it matters. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter if he hasn't. Now, the only way it would matter is if he loses.
Yeah.
But then that's stupid. Is he going to come out the next night on Raw and be like, hey, I lost, but now it's time to...
Hey, you remember... Yeah.
Now it's my time.
You remember when I had that championship match?
Yeah. I mean, that'd be dumb. So...
Yeah, that's stupid.
It doesn't really matter, I don't think. So... But Oba wins.
Yes. And now we get to your favorite match of the night, because you were so upset that they didn't just have the world title on the line at Queen of the Ring. Io Sky faces the women's world champion, Liv Morgan.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense. The whole tournament was stupid. And you can't explain it to me that it wasn't stupid. Like, I was listening to Sam when it happened, and he's telling me that...
He was trying to weave his way into making it make sense.
Oba won the King of the Ring, and they did it so that he could say he won King of the Ring.
Mm-hmm.
I get that point, but also you've established since it returned 2 years ago that the King of the Ring is a stepping stone to something. So now you just take that away for no reason. That doesn't make any sense. Like if this would have been the old King of the Ring where it didn't do anything, you just were King of the Ring, then I'd say, yeah, that makes total sense. But when you already establish something and then you just take it away with no logical explanation, then don't tell me that that's why you did that. It makes no sense.
And then you had the women's world champion in the King of the Ring tournament. She
Didn't
gets
make
all the way
sense
to the
either.
finals to lose to Io, who then challenged the same person for the
What's
title.
double didn't make sense. That didn't even make sense at all. So, but I mean, obviously, I'm going Io. I don't see why you'd give her the Queen of the Ring tournament win and beat her at Live at Night
This is
Champions.
a very tricky one for me. I don't know where I want to go with this.
I mean, come on. Liv hasn't defended the title since WrestleMania.
I know, but I feel like they really got screwed when Stephanie wanted to take some time off. And they just didn't know how to
probably,
pivot.
but that's stupid because there's plenty of ways to pivot.
Yeah, but they're dumb.
You could have
They
had
don't know how to pivot.
Raquel turn and have that pivot throughout the summer. You could have had any other woman. Like, there's plenty of women on that roster that you could have found somebody to challenge her, even if it's some up and comer.
But I think they were so locked in on Stephanie getting a rematch, and then when she said she's taking some time off, they just were completely dumbfounded. They didn't know what to do.
Well, then they're idiots, and they talk about having plans Z, and then they can't even figure out what to do when Stephanie doesn't show up. But like I was talking about earlier, this is one of those matches where I think you're using the return / a turn.
Oh, who's returning?
Well, my two theories are either Stephanie returns to cost Liv the match.
Okay.
Or we finally get the Raquel turn
on
Liv. Either one. I'm not 100% sure which one is going to happen.
So you think the Roxanne stuff is a red herring? You think
I think it's going to be Raquel.
A tease to get.
I think Liv and Roxanne will stay together. And
I also am on that. But I think that Raquel, if anybody's turned out of the Judgment Day, I think it's Raquel.
I think you could easily retell the
Shawn Diesel
story with Raquel and Liv.
Yeah, very easily.
Now, if you really want to do the Shawn Diesel story, then you have Io win this match, right, against Liv, because Raquel betrayed her. Then the next night on Raw, Raquel comes out and says, "Hey, I betrayed, or I turned on Liv in Judgment Day, and I think I deserve a title match against Io." And Io's, agrees because she's a fighting champion. And then we have Raquel beat Io.
Oh.
For the title on Raw.
Io transitional champion? Yeah. That's crazy.
To set up the rivalry between Liv and Raquel.
Oh man, Twitter would go crazy for that, and not in a good way.
Well, I think they find that crazy and pretty cool.
I don't know, but they love Io.
I understand, but I'm just saying, I'm throwing it out there like, now you have that huge rivalry going in there. Io can go. I mean, there's plenty of other things Io can do.
That is a shock. That would get my jaw on the floor if I'm watching Raw and Raquel pins Io 1, 2, 3 for the title.
I'm just saying. I think there would be something that could really. I mean, that's what Diesel did. Bob Backlund beat Bret Hart for the title at Survivor Series, and then like 8 days later, Diesel pins him in 8 seconds. I'm not saying that.
Yeah, that's old Bob Backlund. This is prime Io we're talking about here.
Bob wasn't that old. He was just bald. So I could see it, but
I do think that we're.
I'm sorry. I'm just saying. I'm going more with Io wins, and it's either the return of Stephanie or the distraction of Raquel.
Yeah, I like what you're saying with either return or betray. I do think that.
I don't know which one.
Something spicy is going to happen in that match.
Yeah, and I mean, technically Danhausen still has cursed her, so I don't know if she's still cursed. I don't know what.
That is true. He recursed her when they attacked him trying to get the money. He recursed
that's what
all
I'm
of
saying. I don't know if they're cursed, like if they're still cursed. How long does the curse last?
I think the curse is forever until he uncurses you.
I don't know. So
he cursed Argentina and they lost the World Cup.
But I could definitely see Stephanie come out and get involved. Like have Raquel and Roxanne come out and attack an Io, and then having Stephanie return and take them both out. And then having Io end up picking up the win over Liv.
I think the more likely one is Stephanie to come back because WWE is very gun shy on turns and betrayals and stuff. So I think the more likely one is Stephanie.
You just can't overuse the returns. Now this
I
is
do like the Raquel turn though.
this is a card that's going over 2 nights, but if we do that, then we've already had AJ return. Who have we had return so far in our predictions?
We had AJ Lee come back.
Stephanie.
Stephanie
If she
comes
comes
back.
back.
We had
Do we have anyone else?
Carmelo come do a run in.
Maybe, yeah.
We had
You don't want to have too much stuff like that all at the same
yeah.
time.
You can't you got to spread it out and be a little bit more dynamic.
Especially because I have other stuff happening where
Well, let's get to that other stuff because it's two of your favorite guys in the WWE Championship match. CM Punk, the face, defends against Cody Rhodes, the other face.
Yeah, I don't know.
Big brother versus little brother.
I just don't know what. Stop it. That's not the. Why do we gotta do that?
I'm not. They're the ones saying it. I'm
don't
I'm just
get it.
repeating it.
They realized how good the Roman and Seth feud was going, and they're like, we gotta copy that.
These guys are brothers too.
No, they're not. It's so ridiculous. They're trying to paint this picture that these guys like each other. Cody hates.
I'm gonna let you go on your tangent about these two. Let's hear it.
I'm hoping like the big arena top just falls down on this match.
Like the snow from the old building.
It just ends the match early. Just whatever. But yeah, this one's gonna be a tough one for me to watch. I'm not a fan of either of these guys really. I mean, I'm sure they'll pull out some kind of decent match, but I don't know. I don't really care who wins. I don't care about either of them. I think for what I want my story to go, like I was talking about earlier with the number one contender match.
Yep.
I think I gotta go CM Punk.
Okay.
Because I think a Punk Sammy feud going into this year makes the most sense to me.
Where does Cody go?
Well, that was I was talking about earlier. That I've got a lot of returns. And there's one
not
man,
this again.
One man who will come back. Again. I guarantee it.
You can't just keep saying it until he does, so that you're right then.
I will always be right. But Randy Orton will come back and take out Cody.
Okay.
And then we get to finish that feud off. Cody and
non-title
Randy.
finishing the feud?
We don't need a title in that feud.
Yeah, but Randy's whole speech was trying to get that 15th title.
Well, now it can be, well, Cody beat me. Now I'm really ticked off at him. And now I'm trying to end his career. And then you put that match at Money in the Bank. You can put them in on the teams of War Games. If you
put them in the Money in the Bank.
I don't like when the big time stars are Money in the Bank. I want other guys to be in it. I'm not a big fan of that when they do that. But I want to see them have this blood feud now after what happened at WrestleMania. So I want to see them have street fights. I want to see them have last man standing matches. I want to see them inside the cell. I don't care what kind of match we get, but those two need to go at it again. And so I think Orton comes out, distracts Cody. CM Punk takes advantage because CM Punk's a super heel. Takes advantage.
Why do you think I said both of them were faces at the beginning of the intro?
CM Punk's a super heel. He takes advantage of that. Beats Cody 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring. And then we get CM Punk going up against Sammy. And we get Cody going off against Orton. I think that's your best way to get some good, and it gives you a fresh matchup. It gives you a feud between Sammy and CM Punk.
I think,
or you're gonna get some good matches.
I think Punk wins. I agree with you that Punk wins. I just don't think Randy comes back.
Whatever. One of these days I'm gonna be right.
I hope Randy comes back.
I've
I just
said
don't
it
think
at
he's
every pay-per-view since WrestleMania that he's coming back to do something. So.
Well, we know that match is going to be most likely. It is one of the main events, but it's most likely going to be probably night one. I'd have to say because this match.
I hope to God so.
This match is the match of all matches. The night 2 main event. The world heavyweight champion, the tribal chief, the OTC. Throw the ones in the air. Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. Now I'm a Roman guy. I'm a big Roman guy. You're a big Seth guy. You're a big Seth guy. So. How do we see the final match between the two greatest of this generation? How do we see it playing out?
This is the end of the Shield. The final chapter. Whatever else they've been saying this whole time. These guys are going to stand face to face in the ring. It's gonna be epic. It's gonna be.
Crowd's gonna go crazy.
I'm gonna cry the entire match. I already know. There's gonna be so many callbacks, so many great moments. I don't. I'm going to say now I don't see any interference happening in this match.
I'll talk about it in a second.
Because I don't think Roman wants to win that way against Seth. I think Seth's convinced him that he has to beat him one-on-one. And so I see it just being a one-on-one match. I think that's going to be insane. I think it's going to be match of the year. And I think Seth Rollins is going to win.
Wow.
I knew that would shock you.
Okay. So I was going to ask you, let's talk finish because I have an idea.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay. My idea for the finish, I have Roman winning.
Okay.
My idea for the finish
Not a bad pick.
is Seth, the referee somehow gets knocked down, whether it's a bump or something.
Okay.
We have in the ring a chair.
Not the chair.
Roman grabs the shield chair.
Not the chair.
The shield chair, as Michael Cole likes to dub it.
Yeah.
The shield chair. And he looks at it.
No.
And he smacks Seth in the back just like he did at WrestleMania, just like Seth did to him all those years ago. Seth falls into the ropes like Roman did when he broke the shield. Seth gets up, Roman spears him 1, 2, 3, Roman retains. And that's the final bookend of the Shield. Roman does the exact same thing to Seth that initially broke the Shield, and Roman gives it back to him all these years later.
Interesting. I like it. I like it. Now, I think I'm going Seth. And if we're talking the finish, I think it's going to be back and forth the whole match. You're going to get those crazy false pins and all the kickouts.
Do we get a double stomp like we had at the Rumble a couple years ago?
I could see him doing what he just did to Breaker with the stomp off the top.
Oh, right, yeah. Super stomp.
And still Roman kicks out. And they're both, like, I'm expecting this to go straight down to, they're like kind of what happened, the same story Roman and Punk told, kind of.
Oh, we know that Roman loves a 2.99999 kick out.
Where they're both just drained. I think Roman's going to end up getting the advantage. He's going to go for the spear. We're going to get Seth hitting him with that classic catch pedigree move.
Mm-hmm.
I love that move.
Oh, the spear into the pedigree?
Yeah. He's going to hit that. And like you said, I do also think that the chair is going to get involved.
The shield chair.
The shield chair. Seth Rollins is going to get it, though.
Ooh, spicy.
And he's going to pick it up.
He's going to try to do the exact same thing.
And Roman's going to stand up and in the same position. And
I love it. I love it.
And Seth's going to do it. He's going to finally finish off Roman like he had a chance to all those 11 years later. He's going to do it. And then he turns it down. Throws the chair to the side. Hits Roman with Roman turns around. He's in shock. Hits him with the super kick. Into the stomp. Pins him 1, 2, 3.
Wow, that's an interesting finish.
Yep. And he's going to turn on it and go full on like he could just beat him without having to use the chair.
Huh. I don't know. I was liking where you were going, but I don't know if I like the throw the chair down.
What? He's not a heel.
He's not technically a heel.
I think he's going to go into this and say, I can beat you without using the chair.
Interesting.
And he beats him.
I think the shield chair gets involved. It has to.
Yeah, it has to. I think that Seth's going to just prove that he's better than Roman.
Very, very interesting.
Now.
So where? Oh, okay.
Oh, I was going to say that now this goes back to where I was talking about earlier. Because I feel like a couple weeks ago, they tested us to see what we thought. And so I think on Raw, Seth comes out and has a championship and says he's the greatest of all time, whatever he ends up saying. He's the face. He's the big time star of the company. And then you get that LA Knight.
Oh, man.
And we get LA Knight going up against Seth Rollins for the title.
But with our with our booking that we've just done, LA
Mhm.
Knight's not technically done with Fatu and the Usos yet because
No, he is though.
of
That's
well, yeah,
I'm
but
in mind. He
Solo
is.
in the Bullet taken. I mean, they're not technically done.
Well, that's fine. You can still have them come after him while he's going after Seth Rollins because Roman's probably not going to be there. So you could have
And
Roman take out both of them even.
that's the problem with Seth winning in your mind is Roman leaves. I don't think Roman
Well, this is it.
because
What's the matter?
he's so connected to this bloodline stuff with getting Solo back, and we're so close to. I know we
What?
got Money in the Bank and stuff, but we're so close to War Games. I think they want to keep Roman around a little bit more.
Yeah, but he's not going to do anything with Seth. So what's he going to do? They've said this a million times in this lead up. This is it. They
No,
ain't
I
doing
don't
a
think he's going to do
rematch.
stuff with Seth after this if he loses.
So what's he going to do? I think he'll come back for
Yell at
War
Jay.
Games. I think he'll be back at War Games to whatever match they end up doing. But I don't see why he would come back after losing the title to Seth. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you put LA Knight in there with Seth, and you make another star. And I can see
So would
LA
that be a
Knight.
Money in the Bank? So LA Knight's not in the Money in the Bank match?
Yeah, but I'd rather him win the title at Money in the Bank.
Oh,
Yeah, like if I'm doing that
now you're
storyline.
living now you're in
No, well,
fantasy
that's what
world.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But he's not going to beat Roman. So if you want LA Knight to be your champion, then he needs to go up against Seth.
They hate LA Knight. I don't know what you're talking about getting him the championship.
Stop it. You're the one who's talking about winning Money in the Bank this year, so don't come at me.
I'm
That's
throwing
so
him
much
in
different
the
than winning the
match. He's not.
title.
He's been in the match before. He's not going to win it.
I think you know who's going to be in that match for sure.
Who?
Is Danhausen. Because he's going to think there's real human monies in there.
I hope that's true, actually.
And he's going to try to climb
And
that
he wins
ladder
it
and
like
get that.
Otis.
He wants those human monies. I could honestly see something where Danhausen got the Money in the Bank, and then the next night on Raw or something,
Somebody
be like,
pays him.
well, no, he'll be like, go up to like Pierce or somebody and be like, this didn't have any real human monies, and I don't want it anymore. And give it back
And
to
he just gives
Pierce.
it. It's vacant.
It just gives it back to Pierce, and Pierce has to figure out how to
I
get
could see
to
somebody paying him for it.
it. Oh, it's just
That'd be
empty
hilarious.
anyway. There's just a piece of
That
paper in there.
that'd be hilarious. I like that. So
But
I was gonna. You already said it, but I was gonna ask you
what?
where, if with Seth winning, where does everybody go after that? But you already answered with
That's
Seth
where
and
I
LA
would
Knight, and
go.
then
I would go
Roman
Seth.
leaving.
I mean, why else did you bring LA Knight out?
I don't. I
It was
guess that's a good
so
point. Yeah,
effing random.
it was very random.
And it made no sense, and it made Seth look horrible. Now, my other thought is that, like you said, I can also see Seth using the chair, going all in on Roman, maybe going full on heel. And then, because you already know if he goes up against LA Knight, he's going to get more of the heel route. So maybe you have something where he takes out Roman in a heel way. Um, and then he ends up going up against LA Knight as the ultimate heel. And then you bring Roman back as a babyface in the Bloodline storyline. You could also go that route. I just think I think it makes more sense to have Seth win this match.
Okay.
Roman's on God mode, and I think they know Seth doesn't have much time left. I'm just being serious. The way he
Yeah,
has been talking lately, I
he
think he
does. He
knows.
does sound like he's at the end of his line.
I mean, this whole storyline is about how this is the end, and they're probably not going to have another match. So I could see this
Until they
being.
do.
I could see this being where Seth's like, he gets the win. I'm going to put over the new star in LA Knight, and then I don't have much time left. I mean, my God, that guy's already got a self-made job if he wants it, and be on NFL football or whatever he's on every freaking morning doing stuff.
True. Or he could be a producer slash
So I don't
booker.
think he likes doing that much.
I feel like him and Cody both want to be that. That's kind of what they've been talking about.
I think he wants to be part of the company. I don't think he wants to do the grunge work. Like I think he's thinking more like I'm going to be the Triple H kind of idea. Like I want to be
I
the
think
one.
Cody's thinking that.
Well, Cody's obviously thinking that. We know that. I'm saying I think if Seth's going to be involved in something, it's going to be more like what Shawn Michaels does. He's going to be more of a head figure than a producer. You know who the producers are? The TNA guys. It literally is just the TNA guys.
It's a lot of TNA guys. Little
Petey Pump, Bobby Roode, Abyss.
Abyss, yeah.
Basically, if you were any kind of name in TNA, you come produce WWE, I guess.
They know what they're doing.
So, but that's where I would go. I'd go Seth.
Mm-hmm.
You get Seth the big win, and then you can maybe build up LA Knight out of that.
Okay, well, now you've heard our thoughts on each match individually. Now we're going to rapid fire these matches with our predictions so that we can get them all down officially. Let's start with Bella Twins and Paige versus Fatal Influence.
Fatal Influence.
Fatal Influence, I agree. Sami Zayn versus Finn Balor.
Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn, I agree. Danhausen, Dominic Mysterio.
Danhausen.
Danhausen. LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, Royce Keys versus Jake Fatu and the Usos.
The LA Knight, Solo, and Royce.
Yep, you turned me on that. I'm going to agree with you. Solo and LA Knight and Royce.
I'm convincing.
U.S. Championship, Trick Williams versus Baron Corbin.
Trick.
Gunther Aldis.
Gunther.
IC Championship, Penta Gable.
Gable.
Yep. Interim Women's Championship ladder match.
Tiffany.
I am going to go Tiffany as well because I like the Chelsea sacrifice herself for her.
Yeah.
Oba Lesnar, Hell in a Cell.
Oba. Better me.
Liv Morgan versus Io Sky. World title.
Io.
Yeah. I'm going to go Io too. I want Raquel to turn.
Yeah, I do too. I'd rather have the Raquel turn over the Stephanie return.
Yeah. Stephanie can come back sometime soon.
Yeah.
WWE Championship, Punk Cody.
Punk.
I'm going to go Punk too.
You know, Cody hasn't lost a SummerSlam or something like that.
Has he not? Oh.
It was something like that. I don't know if it's just since he's returned or something like that, but
Probably since he returned. And then World Heavyweight Championship, Roman versus Seth. Roman. So that is the only one that we differ on. What?
You want your world titles to change hands at the big show?
Not with Roman, at least. I could see Punk or Cody winning, I guess, but
who's he gonna fight next then?
I don't know. He doesn't have to fight it until later in the year, I guess. It's Roman.
Plus, if they actually do Crown Jewel, how funny would it be if it ended up being CM Punk and Seth again?
That'd be pretty good, yeah. I don't know if they're going to do Crown Jewel.
It's not on the schedule yet, but everyone keeps talking about it.
I think they realize how dumb those titles look.
Well, they did it for 2 years, and now they're just going to stop. I hate when they do that.
They did push Money in the Bank so far back; it's in October now. So,
yeah, I think they're doing a Saturday Night's Main Event in September. So they could do Crown Jewel first.
They could,
if they end up adding it to the schedule here.
We'll see what they do.
They'd have to do it once SummerSlam's over. Maybe they don't want to do it yet because of who the champions are going to be after SummerSlam.
Yeah, maybe they want to see who the champions are,
and then they'll add Crown Jewel to September.
They might. That's possibly what could happen.
So you could get Roman versus. Oh, if Roman's the champ, it's going to be a crazy match either way. You're either getting the rematch of Punk, or you're getting the rematch with Cody that he hasn't had since WrestleMania 40.
Which is why I don't think Cody is going to win. If they do Crown Jewel, I don't think they want to spoil.
Which is why I think Seth's going to win, and then you could do a Punk Seth story.
Yeah,
I mean, you could do Seth Cody. They both have their.
I'm on a decent streak of predicting these cards pretty well, and I think I'm going to do pretty well on SummerSlam, except for this world title match. I don't know.
First off, I find it so rude that you say I. Like I haven't been dominating.
Did anybody else go perfect on this most recent pay-per-view except for me? I mean,
what did I?
You were the dummy who chose what's his face?
Eli Drake. Now bring out the dummy button.
Dummy.
Yeah.
You were the dummy that chose somebody over somebody.
Remember.
I don't remember.
It
was Fatal Influence. You didn't think they were beating Paige and Brie.
Oh, so you're trying to count Saturday Night's Main Event like you're predicting the future. Give me a break.
I mean, that was the most recent thing we predicted, and I got all right.
Give me a break. What'd you do at Clash of Italy? Nothing.
I'd have to look back. I don't remember. I probably went pretty well, though.
Nah, you suck. You picked Oba. Idiot.
I think I picked Brock.
Idiot. Dummy, yeah.
Dummy. We got to get a dummy button. If he's not going to bring it back, we can bring it back.
We'll bring it back on the show. And then we'll bring him on the show to use it. So whenever you say something stupid, he can go, dummy, yeah. So that's pretty much what the whole show will be. You talking.
He can be
him
our
saying
third
funny,
host.
Yeah, that'd be nice. We need someone else that has actual intelligence on the show. I'm getting tired of just talking to a dead ball of sand, whatever you are over there.
This world title match is up in the air for me. I can really see them going either way.
Yep, you're gonna be freaking out when it's going on.
It's gonna be crazy.
You're gonna be doing your classic thing where you're like standing up in your chair because you can't.
No,
sit
I'm not
down.
gonna be standing up in the chair.
Are you
I'm
gonna
just
be
gonna be.
pacing?
I'm gonna be like a meerkat watching. I'll be like
hiding behind your pillow like you do. It's over.
Well, it's gonna be crazy. You're gonna be asleep, so I don't know what you're talking
Oh,
about.
you stop! I'll be crying. You know that's what's gonna be happening. I'll be teary-eyed. Henry.
I do know one thing though. SummerSlam is going to be pretty crazy. You mentioned before, when you were talking to me about it, you said that this card is better than WrestleMania.
I think I'm more uh, I'm more pumped up for it than I was for
I don't know. It's lacking. It's a severe lack of Pat McAfee though.
WrestleMania. Stop. Now I will say I'm excited to see once they break out what night has what. That's what I'm most excited.
Yeah, we
for
don't.
right now.
When we're recording this, we don't know what matches are happening on which night, except for we know Roman and Seth is night 2.
Because I think if you build up one of these nights, I think you could have a pay-per-view of the year. If you pick the right combinations, I think you could easily. This would be my perfect. If we got 6 matches a night, then I would. This is what I would say the perfect card would look like for me. That I would say this would give you match of the year. You start out with Penta Gable, okay, because you already know it's going to be on ESPN.
Mhm.
The second match on there, the Cell match,
Oh,
okay. So then you have the Cell match. You need to break out a little bit of a downer, like bring them down a little bit. That's when you throw out Danhausen and Dominic. Okay, you give us Danhausen and Dominic. Then we need another pretty big banger match on there, and I think that's when you throw out Gunther Aldis. Okay, then let's go in your co-main. You give us the ladder match for the women's title. You throw that out, and then you finish it off with Roman Seth. I think that's your perfectly built night of SummerSlam. Because you're getting a cell match, you're getting a ladder match, you're getting some comedy with Danhausen, you're getting a wrestling classic with Gable and Penta, you're getting the one that everyone's so interested in Gunther and Aldis, and then you're getting the big time main event with Roman and Seth. Now, the only thing I would say they're probably not going to do that card with is because you'd have 2 6-man tags on the other card. And I don't know if they'd want to do that. You'd have the women's and the men's 6-man tag.
Yeah, I'd probably switch Gunther Aldis and put one of the 6-man tags in.
I'm just saying, if I was making my perfect card of those matches, those would be the 6 matches I would put together. Because then on the other side, you have the 2 6-man.
That's a lot of specialty though. You got the cell and the ladder in the same night.
Two specialties.
That's a lot of specialty.
There's 6
They might
matches.
want to break that up and put one on each night.
Yeah, see, I don't like that. Because on the other night, you'd have the 2 6-mans. You'd have Liv and Io. You'd have
Trick and Corbin. Sammy Balor.
And Punk Cody. Yeah, they probably put one of the specialties on that side. And they probably moved the 6-man over.
Yep.
But if I was making the perfect card, that would be my card. Because I wouldn't care at all about night 1 then.
I think what we're doing is night 1. Bangers. I think night 1 opens Oba, Brock, Cell.
I can see that.
Because we know
Gable and
Brock has a history of either main eventing or he opens the show so he can leave.
I think you're either going to get it as the ESPN opener or you're getting it as the pay-per-view opener. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, the first match when everybody switches over to
maybe you do the 2 matches. Maybe
ESPN
you have one of the 6-man tags. Maybe you do Gable and Penta, and then you have one of the 6-man tags. And then you tease them into the pay-per-view saying, well, the Cell's up next. And that's how you get them to come to the pay-per-view. So, I don't know. But
The only reason I say that is because Brock is notorious for opening the card, so
I
he
mean,
can
it
leave.
makes sense. If he's not going to main event, then yeah, he's probably going to do something like that. So. But that would be my ideal night if we had to pick our ideal matches. I think that would give you the most pop.
That sounds pretty good.
So, but yeah, like you said, they're probably going to move one of the 6 mans around. They're probably going to move one of the special.
Yeah, they're not
guys to
having
the other
two 6-person tags on the
match.
same
No,
night.
probably not. No. So, and the other thing, they have one more week, so they still could add a match. We were talking about before we did the show. The only match I can really see being added is something with maybe the Vision and Alpha Academy. But other than
Yeah,
that,
they're having their.
I don't know where else you would put
It's
anybody on.
untitled or it's non-title right now on Raw.
Yeah, so
So maybe
they
something happens.
maybe they do something that leads to them adding
They
that
earn
match.
a tag team match. Yeah,
Maybe
title match.
Otis upsets him somehow, or Tozawa somehow gets like a quick roll up on Theory or something.
It'd probably
like
be
that.
Otis.
Yeah, it just depends, but and maybe they
He catches Theory in like a pin,
Yeah,
and then that earns them a tag title match. Maybe that's the quote unquote pre-show stuff,
yeah, and I mean at
which is
WrestleMania,
kind of disgusting to think that Braun Breaker's in a pre-show match, but whatever.
yeah, at WrestleMania this year they had 13 matches, so they could add another one. I don't see any other feuds. You know, maybe so Ruka versus Lyra, maybe.
Oh right, forgot about that.
But I'm trying to think of
Yeah, because
any other
we think
matches.
Bailey's gone, so
Any other matches on there that could even be added? There's not really any I can see that.
no. I mean, the Theory or Vision versus Otis and Tozawa and Lyra and Soul are really the only things that are
I'm trying to. They
up in the
really
air still.
added most of the SmackDown stuff that was going on, so there's not really
Yeah,
much.
pretty much
Unless you did
everything.
something
We
with
never.
Priest and Truth, but
No, they're not. They never fight.
no.
We never mentioned a possible Johnny Gargano snapping out of the.
Yeah, once they did the same thing happening now. I thought that
I
would
hope
be
he
the same
did.
as
I did like that they were watching the match
Yeah.
together. It was Sammy and Candice and Johnny.
I think all that is Johnny is playing like the ear for Sammy, and so I just don't know where that's gonna
Well,
go.
I've talked about my theory where Johnny finally snaps because
Yeah,
he
I can
can't
see
take
it,
Sammy's complaining
and
anymore.
I agree with that. So I just don't know what's gonna happen now. I thought that would
Or
be
this is just
what.
this is just Johnny waiting until his contract's end so he can go to AEW.
Yeah, who knows? But I mean, I thought that would have been your SummerSlam match to have Johnny just snap on him, and that leads to a match at SummerSlam. But then they did the number one contender match, so I don't think that's happening.
He's got to break out of it at some point. People are getting tired of it. It was funny at the beginning. Now people are starting to get tired of it.
I mean, do you think they care?
No.
No. So, I mean, we just saw CM Punk and Stephanie laughing about how they don't read anything what the internet says because we're all idiots. It's like, yeah, that's kind of your fan base out there, but just because you're
Punk reads everything on the internet. He knows everything that's going on.
Your 10,000 seat arena tells you something's good doesn't mean that should be the only thing you listen to. But that's just how they are because they don't want to act like we even exist out there. Even
And
though
Triple H has a burner.
what kills me is that these people on these podcasts, like Stephanie, will say stuff like that where it's like, oh yeah, we just listen to the crowd and we don't care about these internet shills and all this stuff. You're literally on a podcast. Well, who do you think's listening to podcasts? All the internet shills.
The people that go to the show, live crowd.
You think all those live people are listening to your podcast? Like it's the people on the internet too. So whatever. They always do that. It's like when Triple H says he doesn't know what's going on.
No, we know for a fact Triple H has a
my
burner
God,
account.
like guy, they literally say things on the show that's like a legit criticism of that the internet said about him. It's like, yeah, you obviously got that from the internet. Like it's not like you made that up yourself. Like what Priest said to Cody.
Yeah, the only one that I
it's
could
not like
see.
Triple H is like, man, I'm tired of these old guys being champs.
The only one that I could see that doesn't actually know what's going on Twitter is Roman.
Yeah,
I know he tweets sometimes, but I feel like
I don't
he's just
think he
in his
cares.
own world so much that he just doesn't care.
I don't think he cares at all.
But Seth knows what's going on. Cody, Punk, both know what's going on online.
Yeah.
They hear this stuff.
Yeah, they're all
They read
insecure.
everything.
You just be the best and go home. That's what I say. I don't know why you worry so much about it.
Well, we do know one thing. SummerSlam is going to be a pretty crazy card, and we hope that you guys stick around for our SummerSlam recap.
Yeah,
That's
we'll
going to
have
happen.
it.
Hayde will be live with
Yeah.
me in studio, in my studio.
In your
He will
basement.
be here with me to recap both night 1 and night 2 of SummerSlam.
Yep.
We will have those up. I'll try to have them up. It's probably going to be pretty late.
Part of the morning
I,
after.
yeah, I was thinking about the morning. I was also thinking about putting them up that night as well, but we'll see. I don't know.
Just depends
But
on
we'll
if you
have them
want to do
up
it
pretty
live or
soon.
not.
We'll have them up pretty soon, and then uh, you guys can see our live reactions to what happened after both nights of SummerSlam. Because I'm assuming there's going to be some pretty crazy stuff, like we talked about in the booking.
Mm-hmm.
But just make sure you follow us on Spotify and YouTube. Make sure you can stay up to date with all the stuff that we're doing, and keep track of our stuff on TikTok and Facebook and Twitter. Follow us all there so that you can see all the live updates and stuff like that as the night's going on. Because I'm assuming you're going to have your updates on Facebook after each thing.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you wanna stay live up to date with how Hayden's reacting to the card and what he thinks their match ratings are and all the feelings and stuff, make sure you follow us on Facebook, and we will see you in the next one.
Peace.